at one point in history, and in some place, criminal whites would do similar things. So all whites must be killed. But then if a black person ever kills a white person, I guess all blacks are then racist and have to be. See, this is the mindlessness of tribal warfare. That's what's happening here. And the media and the Democrats brand everything as racial while they claim they're trying to fix any type of racial fights or animosity. But they're there throwing fuel on it because it's all they've got. It's divide and conquer. They hope we're all fighting with each other while the banks, the offshore globalists, dismantle our economy, devalue our dollar, fund Al-Qaeda, get rid of our borders, bring in unlimited numbers of illegals to then take the low-paying jobs, further displacing blacks, driving down wages to a point where it won't even help the Latin Americans that have escaped their hellholes to come here. People go, well, hey, you know, you don't blame them, do you? No, I don't blame them. I don't have some beef with them. Individually, it doesn't matter. The globalists are bringing them in here to shut the country down and bankrupt everything. And they've got robots coming online to replace the McDonald's workers and the factory workers and replace the troops. They're building a world not meant for people and saying when they've got the automated systems in place, they're going to release bioweapons to kill the majority of the world. Go read the Rockefeller Foundation documents, the Biological Diversity Assessment documents, eco-science. You don't even have to do that now. It's all over TV. The world would be better without people. Well, people are parasites, and people have got to be dealt with, and there's too many of us. Even if you believe that, do you understand you're being covertly targeted through the food and water? Do you realize they're dismantling any free society? They're dismantling any ways to fix our environment and only bringing out fake environmentalism, faux environmentalism that's social control. You can have all the GMO, all the toxic waste dumping, all the genetic engineering, all the leaking nuclear power plants, all the dirty coal plants in Mexico or India, but you can't have any of it here, even if it's clean. You see that? They allow all this trash and garbage to operate everywhere. And they let all the bad GMO operate here as well. But then anything that actually gives us an economy, we can't have. Oh, my gosh, carbon dioxide's a poisonous gas, even though you need it for life. We're going to tax that. And then meanwhile, in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm surprised people didn't get shot. But see, these racist black Klan members know how to target dumb, liberal, white women. And, I mean, they know. You'll always, I see it in the videos that are shot in Austin all the time, of groups of hippies. They'll go find stoner hippies that have got their hair in dreads, and they know that if a black person comes up and attacks them, they'll fall down and start worshiping them. And they literally, in the videos, go, my God is here, beat me. And they just fall to their knees and get mugged and robbed by sometimes 5-foot-tall teenager thugs. I mean, they're not messing with a redneck in a Ford F-150 that's going to come out of there with a gun or come out of there with a hatchet or something. No, 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 no. They literally, in these videos, I'm going to skip this network break. This is so important. In countless videos, they will walk up to the wannabe white Rastas and will beat the living tar out of them or kill them. We played that video a few months ago. I think the headline was Black Thugs Beat Up White Hippies in Austin. And they're like, come on, man. And they punch him in the face again. And these are like big hippie white guys. Literally, it looks like they're fighting like gang member munchkins or something. And the gang member munchkins are beating them up and laughing because they won't fight back. And that's political correctness. Don't fight back against big banks. Don't fight back against corruption. Don't fight back against the corrupt government by even speaking out. Just sit down and shut up and roll over to whoever comes by. In one town alone, 1,500 plus children in giant gang rape rooms being sold into other towns, flown out of the country, and the government still won't stop them because they're Muslims. That's political correctness. So again, it's not even an attack on Muslims or blacks in the general statement here. It's an attack, as an example, on the programming that's so strong that a white liberal will take it personal if you're watering on the wrong day, call the cops on you, will get in your face, try to run your life if you are a white person. But if white people have white hippies or yuppies have their kids being beaten up, they won't defend their own children. And it's not just that they're cowards. They just absolutely are so politically controlled under political correctness that they don't even have souls. And so, turn your guns in, you're racist. Here's my guns. Support Obamacare, you're racist. Okay, I support it. You sign on to death panels. You sign on to rationing of care, death list for troops. You don't care. Because all that matters is you're in the in club. Everyone has told you that you're a good person. Everyone has told you that you have arrived now. You don't have a job. You don't have a future. Or the job you've got won't be there soon. It doesn't matter. You watch sitcoms. You watch MSNBC. You've got a college degree. You're part of the elite. You're intelligent. Nobody else is. People that drive trucks and got guns and don't trust the government and got 3 or 4 kids, they're weirdos. Michael Moore said it. Any white person in the country with 3 or 4 kids is a racist. Remember? He says it all the time. If you're white and you live in the country and you got a bunch of kids, you're a racist. That's right. You want to go be left alone. You want to have kids. You want to have a garden. If somebody punches you in the nose, you're going to punch them back no matter what color they are. You are the enemy because you're normal. If you're some black farmers out in the middle of nowhere wanting to have kids and be left alone, you're going to have CPS showing up. You're going to have the DEA looking for pot plants. You're going to have federal minders coming around getting in your business because they don't like it. They're banning lemonade stands, farmers markets all over this country. They're saying you can't have a garden in your backyard without government authorization because they want us all on their technological plantation, and it's time to have a revolt against it across the board. Let's play this video. If you listen to the audio, it's, you know, attack that white girl. Get her. Get her. This is a racial attack, and the media is so mind-controlled that there have been articles where reporters have been attacked, and they will not let the reporter write that it was a racial attack, even though there's video of the racial words being used. Because, again, only a white person can be racist. You understand that? Doesn't matter the blood's the same color. Doesn't matter that a bunch of Klan people are the exact same mindset. A bunch of trashy people out beating up some black person or killing them. It's the same mindset as a group of trashy black people going around beating up white people or killing them. But see, you can't say that because, see, again, who's evil? White people. Who does bad? White people. It's this mindlessness. Let's go to the clip.
In my job, don't even for lie.
I mean, listen to that ignorant lady.
All these full of rats.
It's over 100 black people chasing down white people in a mob attack.
They finna fight. They finna jack. Hold on. They got a white dude.
I mean, all somebody would have to do is get out and shoot a bullet in the air. Everybody would flee. This is the future of America with the welfare state. I mean, one reason, though, I got to say. Look at him throwing pumpkins at that white guy. And then look, the guy is knocked out on the ground and didn't even fight back. He deserves it. I'll tell you one thing, man. If I had 100 people, I don't care if they're black or white, and by the way, this has pretty much happened before back when I was a teenager. I mean, I've been in a fight with like 15 guys before, and I mean, I blacked out. It was the greatest pleasure of my life. I mean, I'm going to just be honest. I literally put like 10 people in the hospital. And that's on record, true, in Rockwall, Texas. You can ask anybody about me there. And the police came and like had me sent to the hospital, and they said, we think he's on PCP. But there was no drugs in me. It was an absolute pleasure to have 15 members of the football team try to kick my butt. And I beat the living hell out of them. And by the way, they were black and white. I'll go ahead and tell the story since I'm telling this. This is a true story. This guy was beating up my girlfriend's little brother. I told him to stop, so he punched me in the nose. So I broke his nose, and he had to have nose surgery. And I was a freshman in high school. And then his older cousin, who was a senior and a football star, came about a month later into the cafeteria while I'm sitting there and slammed my head into the plate of food. I got up and beat the daylights out of him. So 2 more football players came over, and I just devastated them. And then a couple more came, and I turned towards the entire bleachers. I shouldn't even be telling the story. And I went, "Ah!" And I charged and ran and just started savaging those people. And I'm telling you, I got so mad that the boot heels came off because about 10 people were on top of me, and I just savagely exploded. Blood vessels broke in my eyes, and I was just like, every punch was just like, it was the greatest drug in the world. I can't imagine the ancients and with those swords and those huge battles, just rah, for hours, I could just feel it. Ah! And I'd see about 100 people want to charge me. I'm telling you, I would just love it. Because that's when you can really live, is when you're outnumbered like that. Excuse me, I shouldn't even be telling these stories. That's a true story. In fact, one day somebody said, "Is this true?" There was some forum talking about me, and they had shots of my, some listener had shots of my, what was it, high school annals. You know, high school, what do you call it? The thing is, you get every year. Give me your yearbook. Everyone, yeah, this guy's crazy. One time he beat up like 20 people on PCP. I've never seen PCP. It's called opening a can of whoop-ass, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's called. All right, I shouldn't. It's really terrible to tell that story. But I told the story, and it's true. Actually, I'm joking. MSNBC, it's all a joke. None of it's true. None of it happened. Oh, boy. I'm sorry. People tune in because sometimes I get a little crazy on air. I'm just imagining me or my family. That's why I'm going to hate getting old, though, because I am 40. And I guarantee you I would probably throw my arms out of sockets and everything else if I tried to do something like that today or have a heart attack. But that's what guns are for. That's why the NRA was founded, to arm black people and to train people how to shoot in the North, so when the Klan was going around to gang up on people and kill them, they could defend themselves. When 30 Klansmen showed up at your house to burn it down or shoot you, you could shoot back. And when blacks started shooting back, people stopped trying to kill them. And it's the very same situation. And that's why we have a Second Amendment. That's why we have guns. Oh, I'm just acting silly here, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't even be telling those stories. That's actually a true story. I say it was probably more like 20 people. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. And when the cops showed up, they didn't even do anything. They were just like, what the? Seriously, that actually happened. And then, I'll just go ahead and tell the rest of the story while we're at it. The city wanted me psychologically evaluated. And my dad said, "I know my son's not crazy. Send him to whoever you want." I went, and they had that famous psychiatrist, Dr. Death, the guy that would tell whether somebody was crazy or not for death row in Texas. He sat there and did the analysis on me. People have you ever been to a psychologist, Alex? Yeah, I went to Dr. Death a few times when I was about 14 because the police wanted to know, how can he do this? That's the true story. Well, the truth is you just black out, folks. I mean, the thing is, I never started any fights. And then the problem was I wasn't even that big, so then everybody said, well, I can beat this guy up. And that's why I was in probably 200 fights. But about 75 of those, though, were when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. But 120-plus real fights. And been in the hospital, had a compound fracture. I've had the whole 9 yards, folks. So I don't recommend fighting. I don't think it's a good thing. And I don't know why I've gone into this big braggadocious storytelling. I've never told that story on air. Probably shouldn't have told that. But now you know a real chapter, Alex Jones. And believe me, there's a lot more where that came from. And I think I'm just going to shut up today and not tell any more of it. We're going to come back and get into all the other news. I don't want anybody calling in about that, though. Just, in fact, we just had a proviso that we're just having fun here today. A little bit of entertainment there. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. We'll be right back. Stay with us.